Dogs. For thousands of years, we have had a special relationship with dogs. And here in this dog park in East London, it's quite the same. Indeed, from the first time a wolf came very close to a campground, we have invested our lives in dogs, and they too in ours. But we are not the only creatures that have with other animals a special relationship. Lobsters have a special relationship with their own kind of dog. Oysters. Indeed, the two could not live without each other. It's the tickling of the oyster that allows the oyster to then reproduce. More and more oysters, more and more tickling. But what other than pure lobster joy do the lobsters get out of it? The beautiful rhythmic clacking of the oysters. And now, the lobsters' lives are complete. Indeed, it's not just on the seashore that these special relationships exist. So too on the plains of Africa. The rhinoceros, the giraffe, and the squirrel. They would seem to be unrelated, except during the rainy season. When the rains fall on the plains of Africa, suddenly the three must find a way to live together. The squirrel climbs into the giraffe's mouth. The giraffe onto the rhinoceros's back. Now the squirrel, with its superior sense of eyesight, can see any danger, and together, now with the very tall neck, the rhinoceros can frighten off any predators. Here comes a pride of lions. Will the lions be able to eat the beast? Will the three-headed monster frighten off the lions? Together, they use their combined powers of being tall
Having endurance and being small enough to fit into another animal's mouth, will they be able to frighten off the lions? Success. Even in Alaska, these special relationships exist. It's the stiff beaver. During the cold winter months, the beaver, rather than hibernate underground, will sit straight up and allow itself to freeze. These seagulls are big jerks. They slap and peck at the helpless beaver, but even a helpless beaver can get help with a special relationship. It's the Alaskan dwarf moose. The smallest of all species, it meows like a cat, grows no antlers, has a long tail, can see in the dark, and is basically a cat. When spring comes, finally the thaw, but the beaver, disoriented, looks about. This is a crucial moment, or it could be so disorientated that it dies. But then it hears the gentle purring of the moose. Now, on the beaver's tail, they take a magic carpet ride. She, steering him to the nearest tree. Still snow blind, he cannot find one. Here, a spruce. Guiding him gently to the base of the spruce. These are crucial moments. If the beaver does not eat the tree, he will die. So too will the kids. The judgmental owl and her mate watch from above. The judgmental owl is called that because it's very judgmental. It chews off a branch. Their mocking hoots are the loudest insults in the alien cave. He tries once more to gnaw off the branch. But, as it's always said, a moose can climb a tree quite well. Up it goes. Using its hooves, which are actually soft paws, claws in them, up it comes. And up. And back. And up. Here, they join forces. And together, in the embrace of the spruce, the owls feel shy and unloved and sick. They fly off to have a good think about their lives. Now, in their tree home, the beaver, the spruce, and the moose can begin the long spring together.
Indeed, special relationships do not stop at the water's edge. And lucky for me, we can see what happens inside. For I'm about to enter this submersible with Captain Regina Phillips.
Yes, go right in. It's cozy, hope you don't mind.
we shall be under immense pressure. Now, we shall go down to the very deep bit of the ocean where everything is creepy and has lights.
Of course. As we submerge, I suggest you chew this Wrigley's spearmint gum. It will help with ear popping. You'll notice the angry angler. The angry angler's face is like that all the time. It doesn't matter if it's reproduced. It doesn't matter if it's surrounded by its friends. It is always angry.
How then can it itself have a special relationship? Well, hereby coming is the deep sea jelly.
Yes, the deep sea jelly comforts the angry angler. It wraps itself around the body of the angry angler, much like a security blanket to a young child. That's why this angry angler is also known as the Linus of the sea.
Now, most animals would be dead from the venom of the jelly, but not this fish.
No, it has very, very thick scales.
And indeed, the pain makes it only angrier, which helps when a predator like a 12-gill shark comes by.
Yes.
Although the shark is 25 times the size of the angler, it seeks out joy and tries to eat it. Will the angler be angry enough? The shark comes by for another look. Looking to eat something that is joyful, it looks into the angry face of the fish.
You'll notice the judgment in the eyes. It's specifically looking to see if a knowing glance can break the anger of the angler. As you see, the angry angler is unfazed.
This is the first time this has been filmed.
Now, as the jelly uses all of its stings, it actually wears out. It is on its last sting as we speak. It then gets absorbed into the scales of the angry angler, and they become one. This is the closest that the angler will ever feel to love.
And already it's angry again.
Love is fleeting, is it not?
So even down on the microbial level, there are single-celled organisms that find themselves in need of a special relationship.
Two bacteria. Normally, one would simply absorb the other. But in this case, their membranes remain intact, and they simply rub back and down on each other. This indeed may be how families began. But of course, this is not a true special relationship when between same species, and that's why they send out a special chemical signal that brings an adorable virus. Together, they use their chemical senses to sense if the virus is near. They send out special chemicals to get the virus to come. Sending out a bit of intracellular fluid, they try to get the virus to fetch. itself must be rewarded. Sadly, viruses eat bacteria. But more viruses can then emerge. Indeed, only one of the original bacteria now survives, for some special relationships can be rather negative.
Indeed, negative relationships have always been present on the Earth, and that's why we are just here in the backlands of South Dakota at this paleontological dig. Here, Dr. Philip Stewart is digging ice-age creatures to look for negative relationships.
Yes, as you can see here, we have a fully preserved skeleton of the woolly mammoth.
This one seemed to die by falling.
Yes. As you can see, this small hill here used to be a giant cliff.
But indeed, then, the question pertains, who or what pushed it?
Well, it is well known that woolly mammoths were dire enemies with saber-toothed tigers.
I see. And is that what that skeleton up there is?
Oh. Oh, yes, I didn't even notice it there. Notice the smile on its face. It was very happy about this kill. It would go back to its saber-toothed friends and gloat for months.
And so someone pushed the mammoth. But then the question is, what sort of pets did the saber-toothed tiger itself have? Well, recent paleontological evidence has given us the answer, which we shall computer animate right now.
Smilodon, the saber-toothed cat. Its fangs 3 feet long, able to plunge right into the spine of a mammoth or giant ground sloth. Here, it's just pushed one way. The giant ground sloth is too unintelligent to realize it's being told to go away. Once again, it goes in for affection. This is simply a love bite. Ground sloths are highly toxic. Will that do the trick? The ground sloth has left, but quickly comes back again. Ground sloths, it's thought, went extinct when they could not take the hint that they were being hunted to extinction. Just over the ridge, a woolly mammoth watches. Signaling to her young. They do an enchanting trunk dance. That recent paleontological evidence has not quite shown the way it happened, but would be very good. Modern elephants do no sort of trunk dance such as this, but if they did, perhaps Smilodon would react thusly. Back and forth they go. The saber-toothed cat, its tail swishing in the wind, slowly becomes hypnotized. He is now open to suggestion. Woolly mammoths, 13 feet tall. What would they want their apex predator to do? Together, they turn to give him instruction. it thinks it's a bird. The Pleistocene chicken, to be exact. Here, it will walk and spend the rest of its days as a chicken.
And indeed, that's what this specimen in the London Museum of Natural History was doing when it died. As one can see, it has its forepaws, usually made for pouncing, are being used as vestigial wings. On the back, of course, where its tail would be, instead its butt is therefore jutted out comically, and where its mouth should be, its mouth is therefore puckered to look like a beak. Indeed, not a very convincing disguise, but a disguise nonetheless. And indeed, all over the world, special relationships, whether they be positive or negative, do exist, as they do in Argentina.
It's the tango goose. Indeed, they are not named after music. The music is named after them. The most passionate of all waterfowl. Also, the biggest tease. It is mating season. The male has almost convinced the female when she goes back up into a tree. But this is mating season, and one must do what one must do. Perhaps a gift is in order. It grabs the anaconda, a constricting snake 20 feet long, and presents it as one might present a luxury automobile. And indeed now, together they shall consume the 20-foot long snake until the female becomes so low-key, all she wants to do is sit round and cuddle. Success. Now they are cuddly and simply watch as the months go by. April. May. June. July. Back to June. July. All the way back to high Argentine summer, which is January. Now the goslings must begin their journey. Their journey not only to find water, which can be up to 400 kilometers away, but also to find friendship. Here the parents lead them on their dangerous journey. Too young to fly, they're not too young to be torn by the fighting of their parents. Indeed, this is why the tango goose is the most scarred by its youth. Which will they form? One has chosen father, the other mother. Because of the conflicted middle chick. Where will he end up? Indeed, like little children everywhere, eventually he acts out and leaves. Off he goes. Indeed, in every every 10 Google's family, 3 young are raised, but 1 always leaves before the others. One would think this would mean certain death, but not at all. For our cameras follow the middle gosling. Surrounded by crocodiles. These South American crocodiles would like nothing more than a gosling snack. The gosling must think quick. And indeed, he does. He makes a comical noise. Will it be enough to please the crocodiles? Indeed, across the Argentine night, the honking can be heard. The crocodiles are repelled and then return for more. Indeed, this may be the funniest joke in the animal kingdom. Crocodiles laugh in the way that crocodiles laugh. Sinister, like a heavy smoker. The allergy owl watches. The South American allergy owl is allergic to reptiles. The crocodiles, now all the hungrier, can't help but begin to want to eat the gosling. If only the allergy owl could help in some way. He flies down. Riddled with disease, the crocodiles die. Now the gosling has indeed made prey. The owl and the gosling together. When a gosling is raised without parents and finds its way to the tough streets of Argentina, it sometimes can pick up rather unusual friends. Here, the allergy owl, being the tougher of the 2 birds, will keep bullies at bay, while the ugly, funny one will sometimes please. It's the Pacific moaning crab. Completely immune to avian diseases, he now tries to kill the owl. The owl behind the crab. Tries to kill the owl, which is the bird behind the crab. Now, the owl's neck in his claws. The goose must indeed be funny enough to make the crab go back into his hole. The first joke is moderately humorous, but the crab, being an invertebrate, is not impressed. One must try and try again, for the most important thing in comedy is persistence. Success. Indeed, the story of the antelope and the octopus gets them every time. Now, together, they make their way across South America. Indeed, this is the longest comical good buddy friends travel movie in the nation. Across South America they go, into the Andes Mountains, into the Orinoco Basin. Finally, their resting place, deep in the Amazon. Here, the Brazilian rainforest camel greets them. The only camel that is native to the rainforest, it is the smallest camel, being only a few inches tall. They now tempted closer and closer to their home by telling jokes, hooting softly, and giving the tiny camel its very favorite food. The tiny camel eats nothing but vomit. And now, the two unlikely friends have a pet with which they will have a very special relationship indeed.
Sadly, there comes a time in every pet owner's life when, well, one must lose a pet. This is traumatic for all involved, especially the pet. And in the Animal Kingdom, these things can be seen as well as one sees in the Sahara Desert.
This sand buzzard and king cobra have been in a special relationship for a very long time. Sadly, the king cobra has been beginning to lose scales, also fangs and venom, and a spine. Indeed, it's cruel to keep the king cobra alive. Time for the veterinary bird. The veterinary bird is here. The veterinary bird can diagnose the snake. Indeed, through the display of his feathers and his dance, he shows this snake cannot be saved. The sand buzzard does not take it well. But indeed, from the moment we take a pet, the clock begins to run. As John Fitzgerald Kennedy, President of the United States, said, to have a child is to give fate a hostage. Surely he was speaking of these animals. The time has come. The snake must be put down. Humanely. From here, the veterinary bird goes to work. Humanely putting the snake out of its misery. It bites into the neck, and then the allergy owl comes by. Indeed. It was the ancient Greek, Herodotus, who first saw the veterinary bird and said, it would be good to name animal doctors after this bird. Sadly, this one's been sneezed on as well. Who puts a veterinary bird out of his misery? No one knows. Except for this one elephant. Using her trunk, he flings her high into the air, into a waiting cloud of bees. The bee venom works as a bit of an anesthetic. Now, being stung begins the long journey falling to earth rather slowly, like a piece of paper falling from a window. Here, the bird's entire career flashes before him. First, being in the egg, hatching from the egg, being raised by the parents, being taught to fly, being taught to be a veterinarian by a passing bear. Going out on the first case. And helping a sad frog. Sometimes a gentle brush of the wing is all the frog needs to do. Meeting the veterinary bird mate. Courting with a dance, showing off the pedigree of knowledge. Building a large nest in which they can practice. Having their first inpatient visit. An iguana that heard good things about the bird from before. Feeling better, the iguana leaves and releases a scent that tells all the animals in the neighborhood that these are good birds. Then finally, deciding not to have chicks, they adopt one from nearby. A nearby family of chimpanzees. Raising and fostering the baby chimpanzee. Sending the chimpanzee off into the Saharan night. It believes it is a bird. Who can tell him he's wrong? The sudden finding that one's spouse has been seeing another bird. Indeed, veterinary birds mate for life, kinda. Finally, throwing oneself into one's work. One case after another. A sad toad. An arthritic baboon. A choking hippopotamus. A spider with too many legs. A polar bear who just got lost. Finally, going on a flight over a different part of Africa. The first vacation in years. Landing deep in the Congo forest to see what one can see. It's exactly the same kind of frogs that they have back home. So, going back home. Taking to the sky and realizing that what you have at home is just as good as what they have on vacation. Finally, remembering putting the king cobra out of its misery. Remembering the elephant remembering the bees. Remembering the falling. And finding her all gone. And now, that first frog finds. And sends out a grunt that says, our community has lost a valued member. The bear who taught the bird to be a veterinarian comes by. So too does the silent vulture. All over, throughout the ecosystem of this, the world's largest desert, animals come to mourn, including the confused chimpanzee that thinks it's a bird. Indeed, all the animals show up, except for the former mate. Either it was too painful, or the former mate is just kind of a jerk. Together, they throw sand over the body of the bird. They then all drink dew from a nearby cactus. And one by one, they depart. The next year is the wettest year on record in the Sahara. And as it rains, up to half an inch, springing from the body, a single flower. This flower gets pollinated by one of the bees. The bee flies back to the hive, there to tell the other bees where to go. All together, they go to the flower. And, like in the movie Carrie, a wing comes up and slaps them. For this is how the veterinary bird hibernates. It emerges after its slumber. Indeed, it takes a rainy season for them to come back. All over the desert, veterinary birds are coming back from their long slumber. Groups of up to 500 are in sea. Together, they meet. A group of veterinary birds is called a convention. Here they shall meet, rub bees, thereby pushing on the knowledge that they have gained. Together, they then fly. Indeed, they shall flock. They shall flock. Until finally they land on the seashore. This lobster is confused. Then it summons oysters. The oysters come and begin breeding. So impressed are the veterinary birds that they choose this spot to lay their nests. For here They shall be friends with the oysters and the lobsters.
And indeed, with one another. For you see, all over the animal kingdom, people have got special relationships.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now the top of me is nothing cause I'm counting no age. I couldn't be there. Now you shouldn't be scared. I'm good at repairs and I'm under each snare. It's tangible. Bet you didn't think so I command you to. Panoramically, look, I'll make it all manageable. Pick and choose, sit and lose. All you different crews, chicks and dudes who you think is really kicking tunes. Picture you getting down in a picture too. Like you lit the fuse. You think it's fictional, mystical, maybe spiritual. Hero who will hear the music, nigga, you when you're too crazy. Lifeless, to know the definition for what life is. Priceless to you because I'm eating on the life shit you like it. Good smoking righteous with one token. Psychic among no possess you with one dog. Allow me to make this child like a nature rhythm. Have it or you don't, that's a fallacy, I'm in them. Every sprouting tree, every child of peace, every cloud and sea. You see with your eyes and see destruction in the mind. Corruption in the sky from this bucket enterprise.